Welcome to Pets in Paradise TV, the show that explores the relationship between humans and animals. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. We'll witness how a mountain goat rescue turns into the best hiking buddy ever. Then we'll learn how one dog's lifelong commitment of helping others gets to retire in paradise. Plus, find out all about the Portuguese Water Dog. Then we'll learn what it takes to live with a dog obsessed with skateboarding. Pets in Paradise TV starts now. These hiking partners were both at the right place at the right time.
Billy. So Billy's a little goat, and we found him and rescued him while we were out hiking one day.
They may seem like an unlikely pair, but their two worlds collided. Now they scale the slopes together, like they were meant to be family.
So Billy's actually a feral goat. They were brought to the islands by Captain Cook and the Europeans in the 18th century for food source. So they brought them and let them, reproduce.
And fate would have it that Billy would be rescued by someone who rescues animals as a profession. Lydia and her friend were hiking a ridgeline along the Waianae Mountains. The military installed fencing to keep animals out of areas where there are endangered native plants, but that's where Billy's mom ran into trouble.
In those fences, the goats can actually get trapped, so we came across Billy's mom, and she was trapped in the fence with her horns kind of, keeping her stuck in there. She was frantically trying to escape, and we freed her. We maneuvered her head out of the fence, but she took off the instant she was freed. And her little baby, he must have been about a day old. He was just standing there crying after her, and he couldn't follow because she'd gone down too steep of a path. So we waited and we watched to see if she would come back, but he was just crying the whole time, so we couldn't leave him. So we picked him up and hiked back with him. We carried him the whole way back.
Lydia spent hours carrying Billy along dangerous cliffs to get him to safety. Soon, Billy would find a new mother in her.
I wasn't surprised that he latched on to me as his mother. I mean, I was feeding him, and so he got very, very tame.
As Billy grew, so did their friendship. Goats are herd animals and can have a hard time on their own. They've been known to form a lifelong friendship with their companions and will mourn for them when separated.
It's kind of funny when I hike with him, especially up these steep portions. I'll be huffing and puffing and working hard, and he's strolling along, he's taking a bite, and he'll be next to me and he'll just look at me. It's so easy for him.
Goats are extremely curious and intelligent. They are also very coordinated and are known for their extraordinary ability to climb and maintain their balance even in the steepest terrain.
Goats definitely don't make house pets. They're good if you are able to meet their needs, which, they definitely need a lot of space. They love to explore, they love to escape, they need really secure fencing.
It's a common myth that goats can eat tin cans. That's not true, although they have been known to eat the paper labels off a tin can.
I hear this question or this myth all the time, oh, he eats everything. He likes to explore, so he likes to pick everything up in his mouth, but he doesn't really swallow everything, he kind of tastes it. But he likes to eat a lot of different plants and trees and flowers. He follows right behind me, he doesn't like to be very far.
The lifespan of a goat is 10 to 12 years, but some may live as long as 30 years.
So I enjoy climbing these really steep sections, but he's too smart for that. He knows how to find the easier way around. Hi, buddy. Hi, handsome. He doesn't really like to do the challenging hikes. I think when he gets up there and there's something good to eat, you can see him just thinking like, we don't need to go any further. This is where the food is. So for me, hiking is, enjoyable in and of itself. For him, hiking is a goal. You get to the food and then you stop and you eat. So sometimes I have to convince him to go further. Billy, come on.
Goats are generally very friendly animals. They don't mind being petted like dogs, except prefer pats on the chest and back.
Yeah, I raised him with my 3 dogs, so he's really used to even big dogs being around. He's not scared of them. He rears up to greet them the way that goats do, and he gets up on his back legs and then he headbutts them a little bit. And we run into a lot of dogs out there, and most of the time the ones that are off leash, they're friendly. They just don't really know what to make of him.
Billy is also used to getting a lot of attention while on the trails.
People love seeing Billy out there. They just can't believe it. They're like, is that a goat? And then, I tell the story. He doesn't, the way that a dog would go up and greet somebody, he doesn't really do that. He just kind of wanders around.
A doe is a mature female goat, and a buck is a mature male goat.
I had him fixed, which is recommended for boy goats, because if you don't and they grow up into, adult male billy goats, they have a couple of unpleasant traits. They start to develop that really bad smell, that really musky odor that male goats have. They actually urinate, they pee on their beards to attract the female goats, and the pee really smells bad. And they can be more aggressive, definitely, so had him fixed at a young age. So because goats need so much space, and they do actually need company, they get lonely, they definitely need other animals around, and preferably, ideally, other goats. So after raising him, he's about 6 months old now, we realized that the best place for him would be on a farm. So he's on a farm kind of by the North Shore there's another goat there to be kind of his little girlfriend, and there's sheep and geese and just a lot more space for him. So I think he's really happy out there. I'm definitely gonna visit him. I'm pretty sure he'll remember me, and we can take him hiking.
So while chance brought these two together, hearts will keep them friends. It changes through the years, but right now, do you think your dog is one of the most popular breeds? We'll find out what breeds are the favorites right after this. Welcome back. You're watching Pets in Paradise TV. The most popular breeds right now, in this order, are the Labrador Retriever, the Yorkshire Terrier, German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, Beagle, Dachshund, Boxer, Poodle, Shih Tzu, and Miniature Schnauzer. And now, more Pets in Paradise TV. This is the story of a service dog whose life turned for the worst and who ended up being the one rescued. Meet Dusty. He spent his younger years selflessly helping others as a service dog. But in his silver years, retirement was not good, until Daniela and Brian took him under their care.
We were working with Golden Retriever Freedom Rescue, and we got a call that there was a woman who wanted to surrender her animal, and immediately. She wanted someone to get him now, or she was going to put him down. So we told them to bring him over, and when the doorbell rang, we opened the door to find Dusty, this mess of a Golden Retriever who was probably the worst case of neglect that we'd ever seen.
The dog was just a mess.
His fur was a matted mess. It was one big dreadlock. He smelled terrible.
Dusty's fur was matted, his eyes were sealed shut from infection, and he had open sores from cigarette burns. All 4 of Dusty's legs had been broken at one time, and his shoulder was dislocated and had healed in that position, making it difficult for him to walk.
I thought at that time it was about 50-50, whether or not he was going to make it or not.
We found out that he was actually a former service dog to an elderly woman, and the woman died and left it to her mentally ill granddaughter, who was in her 20s and had an abusive boyfriend. And from what we can understand, They left for long periods of time. There was other dogs in the house. He had to fight for his food. He was caged for long periods of time, left on cement in the winter in Colorado.
When we first had Dusty and he first started to get better, he actually was really aggressive with our other two dogs. And I didn't think we were going to be able to keep him for very long. Slowly he started to realize that he didn't have to fight for the food, didn't have to fight for water, didn't have to fight for toys. And after that, it started, we started to realize that we could actually keep this dog.
Thanks to the help of Daniela and Brian, Dusty has made a recovery, but he still carries the scars from his past.
He had been through a lot. He's got skin allergies, probably some food allergies, hair loss, red spots all over, blotchy skin. And he has a number of growths. He can walk, but he walks with some stiffness, mostly because of his arthritis. He is totally blind, but he still has his hearing, and I think generally he's looking very good.
Along with loving hearts, Dusty's new family has a gift of a healing touch.
At the time, I just started massage school, and I realized that, a lot of the stuff that we're doing on humans can be applied to the dog, because he had some of the conditions with the arthritis and whatnot. And so then I just started to, do massage on him and apply the techniques to Dusty, and there's a lot of improvement.
Brian and Danielle have started a pet massage therapy, and I think that's a great idea.
This one occasion where he actually started to lose a bit of his mobility in his back legs and had a very, very, very hard time getting back up. And so I did a lot of deep tissue massage in and around his leg joints, and it had an effect. I mean, he was getting up, he was moving around, and now you can't even tell. And so if it wasn't for Dusty, I would never have realized that there's this whole opportunity for me to use my massage skills, not just on humans, but on animals as well.
And therapeutically for Dusty, it probably helps for his general muscle tone and general condition.
It's been 3 years since we got him. He's 13 now. We brought him to Hawaii with us on an airplane in first class. Through the help of the airlines, actually letting us bring him on as a service animal, a retired service dog. They put him on a little wheeled cart, and we wheeled him onto first class, and he got to Hawaii, and someone gave him a lei, and he was home within, an hour and a half in Kailua, sitting under a tree.
I think the future is as bright for Dusty as for any other older dog.
Now Dusty can spend the rest of his retirement being paid back for the service he gave to others, surrounded by the happiness and unconditional love of a new family.
No, as far as we're concerned, he's going to live another 10 years, if I have anything to do with it.
Welcome back to Pets in Paradise TV. There are more than 500 dog breeds, ranging from the world's smallest, the Chihuahua, to the mighty Great Dane. Our goal is to pick one and learn all about it in It's All About the Breed. Today, it's all about the Portuguese Water Dog. One of the trendiest breeds right now is the Portuguese Water Dog. They're playful, energetic, friendly, adaptable, and easily trained. But they're not very common around the world because at one time they nearly died out. Accounts of the breed go back hundreds of years, but in modern times they were used primarily to help fishermen along the Portuguese coast, where they were trained to herd fish into nets and to retrieve lost gear. But after fishing technologies improved in the early 20th century, the dogs were no longer needed and the breed nearly vanished. Luckily, during the 1930s, a wealthy Portuguese shipping magnate came to their rescue. Vasco Bensuad realized that the breed he loved so much might become extinct. So he sought out other fishermen's Portuguese water dogs and started a breeding program that led to the reestablishment of the breed. In the 1950s, the breed had successfully recovered and was introduced to parts of Europe and North America. Portuguese water dogs are a medium-sized, muscular dog that's often compared to a standard poodle, possibly because of the similarity of their coats. Both have curly hair and don't shed. They're often described as being hypoallergenic, but that fact is disputed by some experts who insist that no breed is truly hypoallergenic. People with allergies who are thinking about getting a Portuguese water dog are urged to spend some time with one to see. Their coats come in two types, a very curly coat that is rather dull in appearance, and a wavy coat that has more of a sheen. They can be entirely black, black and white, or brown, and occasionally have white markings on their chin, chest, legs, or paws. As puppies, they are notorious chewers, so new owners are urged to have plenty of chew toys around to keep them from going after expensive furnishings. They usually get along fine with other household pets, although they might need some time to get acquainted with the family cat. Portuguese water dogs are very intelligent and are fast learners, and in fact seem to enjoy training. After training, they're quite obedient and can follow complicated commands. Because of that and their non-shedding hair, they make really good service and therapy dogs and do very well as hearing dogs to assist the deaf and as mobility and seizure response dogs. A great way to give them exercise is to take them swimming. And needless to say, they love the water. Because of their webbed feet, they excel at swimming. Loving, independent, intelligent, and easy to train, lots of people around the world have found the Portuguese water dog to be the ideal pet. And now you know all about the Portuguese water dog. English Bulldogs are one of the most popular breeds in the U.S., but there is one who stands out from the crowd.
I've never in my life had a dog with a personality like this, ever, ever.
Meet Diesel. He's not your ordinary family pet. He has an addiction.
Some dogs have obsessions with toys, rubber balls, sticks, a favorite toy, and I have an English Bulldog whose obsession is a skateboard. That's my boy. This all started with some kids coming up our street skateboarding.
At 8 months old, he was stealing the neighborhood kids' skateboards. It was the sound of the wheels that attracted him. When Diesel got his own set of wheels, he practiced for months.
Look, it is an English Bulldog trait. I've known other dogs to do it, but very few.
No one really knows why some bulldogs are drawn to skateboarding, but they do have a low center of gravity, giving the breed a natural edge.
See, that's his like handicap walk that he likes to do sometime, pretending he doesn't know how to skateboard. So he'll do the back walk on the board. Do the back walk. You're so funny with that.
Not only has Diesel taught himself to skateboard, he's also learned how to problem solve.
What's really cool with him is he figures stuff out. If the board gets caught on the rocks or turned upside down, he will flip it. He will get it out of that predicament to where he can ride it again.
Though Diesel may not need treatment for his problem, he does need to be told when to stop.
He would ride all day long if I let him. He would actually kill himself riding. So being the human being, I have to make sure he doesn't. Can I have the board? That's enough. That's it, pow, all done.
It's never too late to introduce your pet to the sport.
You have a baby English Bulldog, it's never too early. Buy them a board immediately, and if they don't like the wheels, if they're afraid of the board, take the wheels off. Save them for later and let them ride around the board, pulling the board with a rope or something, which I think if I would have done that to begin with, he would have rode earlier. And once they get used to riding on the board like a sleigh, put the wheels back on, and then let them do it on their own.
Before skateboarding, Diesel's hobby was chasing cats. Now he's found a way to combine the two.
Now, if he would happen to see a cat right now, he wouldn't abandon his board. He would chase the cat on the board. So the cats get a kick out of that. It's not just a dog chasing them, it's a dog on a skateboard. And if the cat's not afraid of him, he'll run the board right into the cat. Like he runs the board into his brother. Come on, push it with your back foot.
English Bulldogs are typically low-endurance dogs. They need only a moderate amount of exercise and do well in apartments.
If somebody, thinking about getting an English Bulldog, in this climate, this is the biggest thing is hydration. Don't ever take them out of the house unless you have water.
The Bulldog's anatomy makes it so they are sensitive to heat. Their short snouts make it difficult to keep their bodies cool, and they actually do most of their sweating through the pads on their feet.
You have to keep them wet. They're underneath their belly, not so much their back, but they're underneath their belly, their paws, underneath their chin. You need to keep it wet. Bulldogs are good skateboarding dogs and good for taking naps with too.
In their distant past, bulldogs did dangerous work with bulls, but they've since become gentle and loving companions and are happy just being couch potatoes.
You can have the worst day possible, and I come home and I see Diesel, and I know a lot of people say that about their dogs. It's different with an English Bulldog.
Welcome to Pets in Paradise TV, the show that explores the relationship between humans and animals in one of the most beautiful places on Earth, Hawaii. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. We'll witness a match made in Doggy Heaven while learning a few canine relationship facts. With brains smaller than your big toe, find out how chickens are the ultimate challenge for animal trainers. Their bite is over 238 pounds per square inch. See if the German Shepherd is the right dog for your family. Then learn how a dog's unconditional love is the motivation for these inmates to become better people. Pets in Paradise TV starts now. The average size of a chicken's brain is about the size of a man's thumbnail. And if you can learn to train a chicken, you can learn to train just about any animal.
Let's get those chickens out, see if they're still interested in the game.
The chicken's name?
Featherfoot. See?
Go. What we train the chickens to do are exercises that transfer to dog training or parrot training or any kind of training.
The only requirement is to have a lot of patience and leave your ego at the door.
When you train a chicken, it gives you a clean slate. You know, I don't come in knowing I know how to sit my dog, etc. You don't know how to train a chicken, so it teaches you timing, it teaches you accuracy. It's essentially training the trainer to be a better animal trainer, whether it's a chicken or a dog.
Chickens will work for food. They can be trained to run obstacle courses and solve simple problems, all while being motivated by their appetites.
The training that the students are here to learn is all science-based training. So whether it's a chicken, a dog, an elephant, or an orangutan, the training techniques that they learn here are all the same on any of these species.
Positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement are the basic principles in animal training. Because chickens are so primitive, positive reinforcement tends to bring out the most effective results. An animal trainer can also use conditioned reinforcers, like clickers, so that an animal will begin to associate a sound with a positive behavior and response.
I was taught clicker training way back in the 80s. Yes, I'm that old. And but I do need a refresher course, and a good trainer is an open-minded trainer that's always learning new skills and honing up on old skills.
I'm kind of a jack of all trades, from dolphins to primates to elephants to dogs. I came here to do chickens because they can do the most basic components, and I can sharpen my skills and be able to use that to work with my larger animals.
Chickens can see the entire color spectrum that humans can see, unlike dogs that don't see reds and some shades of greens and blue. The trainers use the chickens' keen eyesight to their advantage, teaching them specific responses to color stimuli as well.
one of the first things we do is teach the chicken a discrimination. Color discrimination, shape discrimination.
So we first started with just putting down a red chip, and anytime the chicken pecked it, we clicked and treated it, so the chicken got a lot of rewards for pecking on the red chip. Then we slowly started to add other colors, but try to make it easy for the chicken so that it would peck the red one, and then slowly add other colors so that basically the chicken had to choose between the different colors, but would always hopefully pick the red one because that's the one it got rewarded for.
It's not all about science. There's definitely some luck and personality involved.
Superstitious behavior means that the chicken is throwing something in that we didn't really think was an important part of the job description, the task analysis. The animal is embellishing a little bit. Well, I think this is part of it. So your superstitious behavior might be pecking instead of weaving, or in addition to weaving?
I think in addition to, and we saw it a little on the balance beam too, when she was doing pecking.
Similar workshops and trainings are offered all around the world. In the end, there is a trainer who has mastered the skills and precision that even the simplest creatures can follow. Welcome to Pets in Paradise TV. There are over 500 dog breeds. In this segment, we like to focus on just one and learn all about it. Today, it's all about the German Shepherd. Although it originated in Germany, the German Shepherd is a relatively new breed. It was originally a working dog that was used to herd sheep, but because of its strength and intelligence, it became a popular guard dog. The German Shepherd was bred starting in the late 1800s and was recognized by the United Kingdom Kennel Club in 1919. At that time, there were only 54 German Shepherds registered, but by 1926, that number was over 8,000. And in America, the breed's popularity soared because of the popular TV and movie personality Rin Tin Tin. Because of their intelligence, loyalty, and strength, the German Shepherd has been adopted by police forces around the world and is often just known as a police dog. German Shepherds are considered to be the world's leading police, military, and guard dog. As puppies, German Shepherds are sometimes called land sharks. That's because they love to bite and chew, and for that reason, it's not good to bring a puppy into a household with younger children. As they grow, they require lots of exercise, not just for their physical well-being, but also for their mental fitness. They need a yard to romp in, but can't be allowed to run free. The life expectancy of a German Shepherd is about 12 to 13 years, and as for health issues, they're especially prone to hip dysplasia. German Shepherds have a double coat, the outer coat, which sheds all year, and an undercoat that in cold climates keeps them warm. There's also a long-haired variety, but that coat isn't accepted by the AKC in America, although it is accepted in European kennel clubs. Studies indicate that the German Shepherd, although it has a reputation for being aggressive, doesn't appear to have a worse reputation than a small dog as far as biting goes. But it does have a strong bite. The German Shepherd's bite is over 238 pounds per square inch, compared to a pit bull at 235 and a Rottweiler at 265 pounds. While they may be known for their bite and their guard dog abilities, German Shepherds make a great breed for families with older kids. They are easily trained, extremely loyal, and very committed to their owners. And now you know all about the German Shepherd. During summer months, your dog can get too hot, and that could be dangerous. So how do you tell if your dog is too hot? We'll tell you right after this. So how can you tell if your dog is overheating? A good way is to look for these signs: fast or noisy panting, and panting more than usual, glassy eyes, and gums that are bright red or blue. If your dog shows signs of confusion, vomiting, diarrhea, or seizures, you'll need to get to a vet as soon as possible. Certain breeds like pugs and bulldogs are at increased risk because of their short noses. Dogs with double coats like collies and Shiba Inus are also at risk. If your dog is overheating, what should you do? First, give him water, but don't let him drink excessively. Increase the airflow around him with a fan or air conditioning. Wet your dog's coat with cool tap water, but not ice water. Lowering your dog's temperature slowly is very important. Wrapping him in a wet towel also helps. And try to avoid walking your dog in the middle of the day. Instead, walk in the morning or at night when it's cooler. You'll both be happier. Now, more Pets in Paradise TV. In this segment, we see how a dog can bring out the gentle side of people in almost any environment.
Today, we're at the last class of Act Resilient, a 6-week class.
Meet Buddy, a therapy dog. He's not only providing comfort to the inmates here at the Women's Correctional Facility in Kailua, but he's also the incentive for many to complete the 6-week Act Resilient program, a program aimed to treat those suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
This is Buddy the dog. He's a 14-year-old golden retriever. He's the reward at the end of the program here at the Women's Community Correctional Center.
Dogs are unconditional. I mean, I have dogs myself, and even if you treat them badly, they still love you. Okay, so that non-judgmental part is important for the women, because a lot of them have a lot of guilt. They're separated from their family, their children, and whatever happened to them, they feel bad about it.
Dogs are awesome. They're like just like my kid, and they're really smart, and they know they can sense when people are scared or their feelings. That's why I like this class, because I got to meet a dog.
Do you think dogs can help inmates feel better?
Yeah, because look I'm gonna have a beautiful day today because I got to meet Buddy, and and I think we can train them and be there for them.
Having Buddy here today, he's kind of the ambassador for the program, and we're starting out with this visit, getting the prison used to having a wonderful dog here on premises, getting the women used to interacting. We're going to be teaching the women how to train shelter dogs, and this is just the beginning for us.
Aww, it makes me miss my animals.
Because of the positive impact Buddy has had, the correctional facility will be bringing in shelter dogs for the women to work with and train.
It's going to be a win-win situation for the women and also the dogs. Some of the dogs are kind of hard-headed, just like the women, and so hopefully we can help each other out.
So the whole program is called The Culture of Respect. And we're going to teach people how to respect themselves, how to respect each other, how to respect the dogs, and it's going to change the way people relate to each other in this environment. And it's all through laughter and having fun.
The women are broken, and the program and the dogs are what's going to help us put them back together emotionally. And I think it's going to be a win-win situation, because when they do return to the community, they'll be better people for it.
The Act Resilient program has benefited over 4,000 participants statewide.
For this work, I won President Obama's Volunteer Service Award, and it's just been really, really helpful to help people handle PTSD.
This class was the first time I participated in it, and I really enjoyed it. It was a 6-week course, and this class has helped me to get out of myself, and it was really positive. Every time we do something good, we acknowledge it. The whole group acknowledges it, and we just get out of ourselves and we're like, very good, very good, yay!
He likes that. He knows it's positive.
What I found was when there's stress in the family, it goes all the way down, from the person who has the PTSD to the spouse, to the children, to the dog. And what I found I needed to do to have a complete healing was remove stress from the dog, and that then helped the family heal. So we have a technique that we use that helps dogs that have trauma to release that trauma. It's kind of like acupuncture, but it's just tapping on the acupuncture points without using needles. So we use different parts of our hand, so not necessarily just your fingertips. This is the therapy we do, and we're going to be teaching the women inmates how to do this therapeutic touch that we do with the dogs.
My dog has arthritis, right? So I have arthritis too, so we all have issues. I don't know. I can bear with it. You know, everybody needs somebody.
I guess it teaches us a lot, like responsibility, patience, to care for someone. It gets us out of ourselves.
Yeah. And just being an inmate here, you got so much time on your hands, you know.
Buddy's effect goes beyond the inmates. Even the staff needs a little relief from a stressful job.
Just having a therapy dog around just opens people's hearts, it mellows them out, it makes them happy, it makes them feel the love, and it's just a wonderful therapeutic activity to interact with dogs.
And through healing, many can find freedom again.
The best way to heal yourself is by giving to someone else, helping to heal someone else. So a dog that may be a challenging adoption, we're going to bring them over here, we're going to help the women heal themselves through healing the dog.
Do you believe in arranged marriages? In this segment, we'll witness a match made in Doggy Heaven while learning a few canine relationship facts.
It's time to get dressed. Here is his tuxedo.
This is Boo Boo. He's an Italian Greyhound.
He's so handsome.
And today he's marrying Rue. She's also an Italian Greyhound.
Yeah.
It may be an arranged marriage, but these two already share some chemistry.
Well, Rue and Boo Boo have a tempestuous relationship.
What I know about Rue is she likes to play hard to get.
She likes to be the dominating woman, and she likes to get her way.
It's no surprise that Rue wears the pants in this relationship. Studies on wolves and wild dog packs have shown that the majority of them have female leaders. Female dogs are usually more dominant than males.
Boo Boo has a broken heart because he was surrendered by his family, who felt he was a little bit too needy. So he's hoping to find good love with Rue.
It's known that wolves stay with their mates for life, but unlike their ancestors, dogs don't. The reason is probably because dogs have been domesticated and don't socialize in packs anymore. So Boo Boo and Rue may need to work a little harder in their marriage.
Well, you know, I knew something was going on between the two of them because whenever I take him out and she's in the house, when he comes back, she's ready to stalk him, and she sort of hides in the corner, and then she pounces out and then gets him all scared. And that is love.
Not only is playing love, it's also a way dogs express themselves socially. Unlike wild dogs and wolves, domestic dogs don't need to grow up. They have their food, water, and safety provided for them so they can play their entire lives.
Something new, that's her dress, and then she has something old, which is her baby too.
Dogs getting married? I don't know, but it's fun. Definitely the people are probably more stressed today, although, as you can see, Boo Boo's pretty nervous and has the pre-wedding jitters.
As Rue's mother, I thought this was just going to be a very simple event. But I find myself feeling all the emotions of having like a human child be married, so I think I'm going to cry at the wedding.
In the past, dog weddings have been quiet family affairs. But these days, they're growing in popularity all over social media, making it easy for dog lovers to share their bow wow vows with the world.
Saying thank you for coming.
The big moment has arrived.
Rue and Boo, do you accept each other as BPAs, or best pals always? To let one another know that you're here for one another, to share your food should your mom unintentionally shortchange one of you.
Italian Greyhounds are affectionate, intelligent, kind-mannered, and peaceful by nature. All great qualities to look for in your other half.
Then, in the name of all that is loving and true, it gives me great pleasure and honor to pronounce you best pals always. Hele olua, hele oko, mekamaluhia okeakua. You may now honi honi or kiss one another.
When Boo Boo and Roo lick each other's faces, they're not exactly kissing.
Hello, my cutty. Congratulations.
It can be a sign of affection, but more likely, it's a sign the licker wants to play or is busy setting the social order. Licking is the opposite of aggressive behavior. It's official. Time to celebrate. It's hard to tell who's having more fun, the canine bride and groom or the distinguished guests.
It's time to cut the cake.
We're so excited to be a part of Roo and Boo's wedding. This is our very first wedding cake that we made. The bottom layer is Okinawan sweet potato and the top 2 layers are banana. And we really hope they enjoy it this year.
Dog cakes are getting more and more popular. They're made of ingredients that are healthy and safe for dogs to eat. The ingredients range from peanut butter, sweet potatoes, eggs, and other yummy foods that dogs love. And they usually taste good to humans too.
Boo Boo, how's married life?
When it comes to Boo and Roo's love, only time will tell. But one thing appears certain, their passion for cake will last forever.
The cake. Yay!